Sitting in the Black Dragon ship, through universe travel, they arrived on Luolan Star, 11,800 light-years away from Earth. Luolan Star, extremely cold region. Many large warehouses were scattered in this cold region. A black universe ship slowly landed in front of one of the large warehouses, in the residential area of the castle. So, Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God swiftly jumped out of the cabin door. Behind them followed 4 black Meng bodyguards. Master. The 101 slave guards stationed on Luolan Star stood outside the castle, respectfully welcoming Luo Feng's arrival. Big brother, second brother, follow me. Luo Feng walked towards the castle. Walking on the spiral staircase of the castle. Third brother, you're not bad. Thunder God looked through the window of the staircase, gazing at the snow-covered land outside. This was his first time leaving Earth for another life planet in the universe. This is the first time I've left Earth in my entire life. I actually came to, how many light years is this from Earth again? 11,800 light years. Luo Feng was speechless. Because of the Nuolan Shan family matter, he was under a lot of pressure. However, his second brother was nervous at first, but now he was relaxed. 11,800 light years, what a far place. Thunder God exclaimed. This is a good place to stay. Hong nodded. Big brother, second brother, aren't you too anxious at all? Luo Feng pushed open the door, entering a living room. The 3 brothers sat on the sofa. Anxious? Against danger, there's no point in being anxious. Hong's gaze was calm. Whether it's second brother's ancient yoga meditation, or our China's ancient internal meditation techniques, they're all extremely beneficial to one's mental state training. Mental state. Luo Feng was suspicious. However, the UNMO planet lineage or any other training, mostly had requirements for one's technique, level etc. The level here and mental state were 2 different things. A person with a bad mental state, evil and crazy, could still become a strong warrior. Don't tell me. Within the AI space, Babata's blood-red eyes gleamed. This is the reason why Hong and Thunder God have their own domains at the Star Traveler level? On Earth, Huaxia and India had the most powerful cultivators. Furthermore, many experts are at the intent level, which is much higher than the average standard in the universe. Realms were split into basics, conception, domain and world for big levels. Any higher and it would involve undying beings. Let's not talk about this. Within the living room, Luo Feng's expression was serious. Big brother, second brother, on the way to Luolan Star in the ship, I've been thinking, the plan from before was a little risky. Risk? Hong and Thunder God thought for a while and nodded. What else can we do but take risks? Thunder God said helplessly. We have no way of knowing every minute and every second. The moment the Nuolan Shan family fleet reaches Earth, I'm afraid they will immediately capture and control some important people. Luo Feng's gaze was like a sharp blade. No matter what, I definitely don't want my family to be in danger. Big brothers, you don't want to, right? Hong nodded and said, didn't we leave the other spaceship on Earth? The C-grade ship that the Universe Explorer team brought earlier was parked behind Luo Feng's castle. This was to allow Luo Feng, Hong, the Thunder God family, and a few important people to escape at the crucial moment. No. That flying ship was too small. How many people could fit inside? 1,000 people? The 3,000 people were probably all filled up. What about the supplies? What do they eat and drink? Luo Feng shook his head. In the worst-case scenario, I'll only be able to save 1,000 people. I'm afraid even the race's reproduction would be difficult. Then you want to? Hong and Thunder God looked at Luo Feng. Buy a survival base. Luo Feng said. Survival base? Hong and Thunder God were curious, not sure what that was. Normally developing a primitive planet or an important mining planet. They'll build a survival base on that planet. Luo Feng explained. Survival bases, the small ones can house up to 10 million people, the big ones can house up to 1 billion people. The survival bases can ensure air supply, water supply, food etc. Hong and Thunder God's eyes gleamed. Let's go to the virtual universe network and find someone who sells survival bases. Luo Feng smiled. Even though the Nuolan Shan family fleet would arrive in 3 months, it wasn't detailed to be 88 days later, 89 days later, or, anyway the time wasn't detailed enough. To prevent any accidents, it was better to build a sturdy survival base. That was very safe. Virtual universe, Ganwu continent's Black Dragon Mountain Island. Black Dragon Mountain Island, even though it was just an island, it was tens of millions of times larger than all the landmasses on Earth combined. Within a private room in a restaurant. Even though this is the virtual universe, the taste of the dishes etc. are exactly the same as the real thing. Thunder God praised, and the prices are extremely cheap. Stop eating in a while, the Thai Luo company's supervisor will arrive. Hong said. Luo Feng's eyebrows were filled with worry. Earlier when he had relied on Babata to check the prices of the survival bases, his good mood from before had fallen to rock bottom. Knock knock knock. The sound of knocking on the door resounded. Thunder God got up and went to open the door. The one who walked in was a tall and big man about 2.6 m tall, his skin was brown, his left and right cheeks had 3 scars. This was the universe's large Thai Luo company's second-level supervisor in the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. This supervisor smiled, slightly bowing. My name is Luo D, it's a pleasure to meet the 3 of you. The survival bases that the 3 of you are requesting to buy, the amount involved is simply too huge, hence it's best that we meet face to face and discuss. Understood. Luo Feng nodded. The supervisor placed the black drawing board in his hands on the table. On the screen immediately images of survival bases appeared. Look, there are big and small survival bases, the prices are naturally different too. This is the cheapest A grade, it only requires 100,000 Black Dragon dollars to build a base with a length and width of 10 kilometers, a height of 100 m, separated into 30 levels, enough to accommodate 300 million people. There are even bigger ones. My 3 guests, you requested for a strong defense, this is the B6 grade, the price is much more expensive, similar to the ones above, it requires 90 million Black Dragon dollars. The supervisor smiled as he spoke. Hong and Thunder God looked at the prices of the survival bases. I need a survival base that can withstand a universe level 1 warrior's attack. Luo Feng said directly. Over 40-star level 9 warriors working together, that was roughly equivalent to a universe level 1 warrior. Oh, that'll be expensive. Supervisor Luodi's eyes gleamed. This is the C5 grade, able to accommodate 300 million people, it requires 98 billion Black Dragon dollars. Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. Back when he sold the arc cutter blade he had 18 billion left, after that he bought the jade marrow, the slave guards, the golden horn beast's precious metals, the purple light drink, he only had 1.7 billion Black Dragon dollars left. On those normal planets he would definitely be one of the richest people. However, to buy an extremely large survival base that could withstand a universe level 1 attack, it was far from enough. I need AC3 grade. Luo Feng said directly. AC3 grade is cheap, able to accommodate 300 million people, it only requires about 51 billion. Supervisor Luo D said. A smaller one. Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. This one can accommodate 30 million people, it only requires 8.9 billion. Supervisor Luo D continued to smile. There's no smaller one? Luo Feng asked. No more. Supervisor Luo D's expression was a little ugly, cursing within, were these 3 purposely making fun of him? Luo Feng pondered within, these survival bases living standards, were each person living at least 10 square meters. And during Earth's crucial times, if more people were to be stuffed in, the 30 million standard could totally accommodate 100 million people. We've searched for information, your company can customize survival bases, right? Luo Feng said. Customize? Supervisor Luo D glanced at Luo Feng. Customizing according to your requirements, it's very troublesome. Hence, customizing is a privilege given to large orders that exceed 10 billion Black Dragon dollars. Hey you 3, are you buying or not? If you can't afford the C grade, just buy the B grade. Don't look down on the B grade and think the C grade is too big. Do you even know how to speak? Thunder God was annoyed, opening his mouth to speak Chinese. Unfortunately, Supervisor Luo D couldn't understand. Oh, you're angry? Luo D rubbed his big nose, laughing. Being in charge of the virtual universe network, I'll often meet such trash like you. You can't even afford it, yet you purposely ask all sorts of questions, wasting my time. Do you think the virtual universe network can't teach you a lesson, hence you dare to make fun of me? Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God were stunned. This supervisor didn't look like a businessman at all? What's up? You can't accept it? So what if I scold you? In the real world I'll definitely teach you a lesson. TSK 3 paupers. Luo D stood up in disdain, he vanished into thin air, obviously leaving the virtual universe network. Within the private room Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God were all fuming. Paupers? They were scolded as paupers. If I knew how to speak universe language I'd definitely scold him. Thunder God couldn't help but say. What's the point of scolding him? Babata, who was on Luo Feng's shoulder like a little elf, laughed in disdain. Very simple, you'll immediately become a big customer of the Tai Luo company, and then directly complain about this Luo D's poor service. This kind of subsidiary department and a second-level supervisor punk will immediately be fired, he'll definitely regret it to death. Big customer? Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God were stunned. But we don't have that much money. Thunder God said. That's simple. Babata said casually, Luo Feng, don't you have the Black Dragon Mountain X81 ship? This kind of antique luxury item, it's definitely a favorite among ship enthusiasts. If you take it out, there'll be plenty of ship enthusiasts who'll buy it. Sell ships. Luo Feng was shocked. In terms of performance, the little explorer's ship you captured isn't much worse than yours. After all, it's a C-grade ship. It's just that the material is made of alloy, that ship is worth a few 100 million Black Dragon dollars, your Black Dragon ship is worth over 10 billion Black Dragon dollars only. Other than that, there's no difference in performance. After selling the Black Dragon ship you can use the other one for now. What's more, once you get the account your teacher left for you, you'll be able to buy something even better than the Black Dragon Mountain ship. Why would you care about this? Luo Feng immediately laughed. Right. After he reached the star level he would naturally be able to buy a new ship. How do I sell the Black Dragon ship? Luo Feng asked. Simple, you can directly contact Gao Sheng. He's a ship enthusiast. For someone like him with his status and position, he'll definitely know a large group of people with the same interests, money and status. They can pay a very high price. Babata said directly, sell the Black Dragon ship and build a few survival bases for the humans of Earth. That'll be a huge contribution to the humans of Earth. Also, you can use your status as a big customer to teach that snob a lesson. Luo Feng nodded. He immediately let Babata contact Gao Sheng. While contacting him, Luo Feng and the others sat down to eat. Hey Luo Feng, it's been a while, you've only contacted me now. A screen appeared before Luo Feng and the others. On it appeared a chubby punk. The two beside you, are they your clansmen? Gao Sheng smiled. Right. Luo Feng nodded. I've been lacking money recently. Lacking money, just tell me, as long as the amount isn't too large, within 1 billion Black Dragon dollars, I'll help you settle it, no interest. Gao Xing said straightforwardly. Borrowing money naturally required interest for Gao Xing to say that he was indeed a good friend. No, I want to sell my Black Dragon Mountain X81 antique universe ship. LuoFeng said. Damn. Gao Xing's eyes almost popped out. You're willing to sell it? That's an antique from 1,000,000 years ago. To be able to preserve it as well as yours, it's very, very rare. This is definitely a treasure that every ship enthusiast would want. I advise you not to sell it. If you do, it'll be hard to buy it back. LuoFeng was helpless. Universe ship enthusiast? He actually didn't have such luxurious hobbies. I'm really selling. Do you have any channels? LuoFeng asked. It's simple to sell. Gao Xing's expression was serious. You can just post the news and you'll be able to sell it. However, to sell it for a high price. I've joined a few ship enthusiast groups. I'll help you send a message telling them about this. The last time I told them about your ship, some were so excited they wanted to buy it. Then thanks. LuoFeng was overjoyed. Wait, give me some time. I'll look for you after the discussion. I'll definitely find the highest price for you. Gao Xing said confidently. The call ended. Within the private room, Thunder God couldn't help but suspect. LuoFeng, if you ask this person to help, will he try to get money from it? What's the point of worrying? I don't have any other channels. LuoFeng revealed a smile, and as long as the price is close to what I want it to be, this Gao Xing, I don't think he's that kind of person. About 25 minutes later. LuoFeng, Gao Xing's call request. Babata shouted. Connect. LuoFeng's eyes gleamed. A screen floated before him. Gao Xing's image appeared. Everything settled. I've discussed with a brother from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. He's willing to offer the highest price of 12.8 billion Black Dragon dollars. This is the highest price I've heard from my friends. Gao Xing said directly. Those people aren't stupid. No matter how high they are, they won't be willing. Alright, this is the price. LuoFeng was straightforward. This is his virtual network number. Make a contract with him and decide on the place of delivery. Gao Xing directly gave LuoFeng a number. After the negotiations, LuoFeng and the other two returned to Earth. He brought the Silver Grey Universe ship to Luolan Star. During this period of time, he could only use the Silver Grey Universe ship. 12 days later. Luolan Star, planet docking port. This planet is too cold. A universe ship with 3 swords on it opened its door, and a youth dressed in luxurious clothes walked out, with 2-star level 8 bodyguards behind him. This young man had a chubby mouth, and his long hair was tied into dozens of small braids. There was also a strange pattern on his forehead. Sir. The person in charge of the planet's docking port greeted him respectfully. The fat-lipped youth glanced at the person in charge, looking around without a care in the world, spotting LuoFeng and the other two in the distance, shouting loudly, My dear brother LuoFeng, it's good to see you. He ran over and gave LuoFeng a bear hug. Nice to meet you, brother Carrie. LuoFeng also hugged this youth. Where's my treasure? The youth's eyes gleamed. Look. LuoFeng pointed into the distance. This youth immediately rushed over to the pure Black Dragon ship, extending his hand to caress the ship's body. Looking at the engravings on it, he couldn't help but praise. Wow, pure black yttrium metal, a noble black color. And the old X-style Black Dragon engravings, it's very rare to see these days. It's maintained too well, hee. The youth's excited eyes gleamed. Under LuoFeng's lead. This youth toured the Black Dragon ship's cabins and other cabins, etc. From Gao Xing, LuoFeng knew that this youth came from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's capital planet. His background was huge. This youth's family was much stronger than the Nuolan Shan family. However, such a large family's direct descendant couldn't possibly offend a universe level 9 warrior just because of a person he just met. 12.8 billion, cash in one hand, goods in one hand. The youth walked down the cabin door and smiled. I've just transferred 12.8 billion Black Dragon dollars to your account. The transaction was a success. This ship enthusiast youth brought his favorite collection, the Black Dragon Mountain X81 ship, and left Luolan Star. And LuoFeng immediately began customizing the survival bases. 5 million people standard C2 grade small survival bases for. The price is 1.6 billion Black Dragon dollars, a total of 6.4 billion Black Dragon dollars. 10 million people standard C2 grade survival base 1. The price is 2.6 billion Black Dragon dollars. 10 million people standard C3 grade survival base 1. The price is 4.2 billion Black Dragon dollars. A total of 13.2 billion Black Dragon dollars. Your Tai Luo company in the virtual universe network, the Black Dragon Mountain Empire branch, has a second-level supervisor called Luo D. The virtual universe number is XXXXX. This person's attitude is extremely bad. While discussing business with the Tai Luo company's Black Dragon Mountain Empire branch manager, LuoFeng also voiced out his complaints. These words were strongly requested by his second brother Thunder God. Poor little supervisor Luo D. Ever since he entered the Tai Luo company, such a large company in the universe, he was extremely proud. Such a large company had high salaries, high commissions. This made him look down on his peers. Even though he was only a star traveler level, his salary was even higher than many star levels as bodyguards. How could he not be proud? What could he do? Receiving a complaint from a big client with over 10 billion worth of contracts, this second-level supervisor had lost his job. He had forgotten. Since he was doing business, he couldn't casually look down on others. Even if he didn't meet Luo Feng's group, if he met another group of people, he would still lose his job. Time passed. These few days, Luo Feng was completely immersed in his training, relying on Babata's guidance, using the highest efficiency to raise his body's evolution speed. Only occasionally receiving goods would he leave. In the blink of an eye, it was already China year 2062, December 24th, which was also Christmas Eve. It had already been a month since Nuolan Shan's little team came to Earth. Luo Feng and the other two took the ship back. In the following day, I'll build a survival base in America. This survival base has a capacity of 5 million people, of course. During special times, we can totally accommodate more people. In India, we'll similarly build a 5 million people survival base. Russia and the European Union's territories are close. They'll jointly use a 10 million people survival base. Asia's population is huge. Many other headquarter cities in Asia will share a 5 million people survival base. Africa and South America's headquarter cities will share a 5 million people survival base. China will use a 10 million people survival base. Within the War God Palace facing the upper echelon of Earth, Luo Feng directly announced. In terms of population, China did indeed have a slight advantage. After all, the combined population of the European Union and Russia far exceeded that of China, however both were using a 10 million people survival base. However, the leaders of the various countries couldn't say anything, because this survival base was given to them by Luo Feng. Giving it to them was benevolence. If they didn't give it, they couldn't blame Luo Feng. Actually, they didn't know. China's survival base was a C3, the other bases were all C2. Even though these C2 bases could barely withstand a Universe Level 1 warrior's attack. However, it couldn't compare to the C3's sturdiness. Earth China. The Hope Survival Base was situated north of the Jiangnan headquarters city. The entire base was like a huge fortress. This survival base was completely bronze in color with a length and width of about 2000 m, its height reaching close to 90 m, a total of 28 levels. The standard per person area could reach 10 square meters. Survival base's 16th level. In a 6 m wide walkway, China's upper echelon was inspecting. Isn't this a little too cramped? A middle-aged man couldn't help but ask. Cramped? The silver-haired old man shook his head. Right now we've only changed the original living quarters into bunk beds and left bunk beds, allowing each room to hold 4 people. Those activity areas etc. aren't even being used. How can it be considered cramped? This survival base can currently hold 40 million people. We can totally increase it. If we increase it, there won't even be any activity areas. The middle-aged man said. Right now within the survival base there were activity areas etc. People living within wouldn't feel cramped. Cramped people, it's better than dying. The silver-haired old man sighed softly, looking at himself in the mirror embedded in the walkway. His hair that used to be white, was now completely white. The universe is a place that we humans of Earth are unfamiliar with. Luo Feng, everything depends on the 3 of you. The various countries of Earth all sent their fighters, technological elites to the survival bases. As the fighters were all in the same little districts, the migration of the fighters normal people didn't even notice. The normal people of Earth continued to live their normal lives. The elites of Earth all moved to the survival bases. Luo Feng had already arrived at a planet that was closer to the Milky Way, the official base of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Jade Rock Star, it was the core planet of the surrounding countries. Its position was comparable to a low-level civilization's capital planet. Jade Rock Star was even closer to Earth than Dragon Star. Traveling through the universe only required about 5 days. On Jade Rock Star, Luo Feng didn't dare relax at all, using the highest efficiency to evolve his body. The moment he reached the star level, he would be able to immediately obtain his teacher's account on Jade Rock Star, and immediately apply to become Earth's leader. In space. Around that star, 8 planets constantly revolved around it. This was the solar system. There was a life planet here. Earth. 2 huge interstellar battleships, one in front and one behind, were flying at shocking speeds in space. Senior Pulla, we still have 2 hours and 26 minutes to reach that life planet. We've already taken pictures, the azure blue planet, it's really beautiful. Really beautiful. The Nuolan Shan family fleet, after over 2 years of interstellar travel, had finally arrived at the solar system. Solar system, on one of the small moons orbiting Neptune, a large gray instrument sat on top of it. The lens was aimed at the 2 huge battleships flying past Jupiter in the distance. Do. The large instrument immediately flashed a few warning lights, following which it immediately sent out a signal. Ever since that exploration ship had soundlessly entered Earth, Luo Feng had left Earth and arrived at LuoFeng. He had immediately ordered a few space surveillance instruments, setting them up on a few of the solar system's moons, allowing him to immediately detect the Nuolan Shan fleet's arrival. China survival base on the Hope. An ear-piercing alarm sound immediately resounded throughout the entire 28 levels of the survival base. Every area and every level, the light panels that were originally on the top floor of the survival base immediately retracted. All of the large windows automatically closed. Even the important passages and entrances of the survival base swiftly closed themselves. Everything had entered the most critical moment. Survival base's lower 12 levels. LuoFeng's family, Thunder God's family and Hong's family all lived in this spacious mansion. However, even though they received special treatment because of Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God, the average living space was only 10 square meters. Master. Meng 2 and Meng 4, the two warriors Luo Feng had left behind swiftly rushed in. The universe fleet is about to reach Earth. Su Xian looked at the mini quantum computer in her hands. This was given to her by Luo Feng. The instrument signal transmission speed is light speed, faster than the two battleships detected. However, I estimate it'll take about an hour. The enemy's interstellar battleships will reach Earth. Everyone in the mansion quietened down. I'll inform Luo Feng and the others. Su Xian immediately ran to a room on the side. In the room there was a consciousness sensor helmet that was tied to an anonymous account. At the same time, Earth's 5 great countries and 23 headquarter cities all received this news. They had actually long known that whatever Nuolan Shan family fleet would arrive in 3 months, hence the preparations had been made long ago. Now that they had received the news, the countries immediately began to swiftly implement it. The upper echelons of Earth were still extremely worried. No one knew what their future would be like. Against the universe's powerful families and interstellar fleets, Earth had no power to resist. They could only place all their hopes on Luo Feng, who was far away on Jade Rock Star. The Jade Rock Star was an important hub for the surrounding 6 vassal states. It was also the official planet of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. The Black Dragon Mountain Empire mainly relied on this planet to deter the surrounding 6 vassal states, including the Silver Blue Empire. The Jadestone Star was bustling with activity. Luo Feng and the other 2 booked a room in one of the seaside hotels. Today is already February 21st. That Nuolan Shan family's fleet will arrive on Earth within these few days. Thunder God stood outside the villa and looked at the surging sea outside. He frowned. Brother Hong, third sun hasn't broken through yet. Will it really be too late? Then we can only endure it. There is still hope. Hong said in a low voice. If Luo Feng wasn't able to break through in time, then he could only send the samples of Earth, data etc. to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire to receive his reward. That way Earth would belong to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Once it belonged to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, then how Earth was dealt with, Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God had no way of interfering. Endure, endure, endure. No matter how good Thunder God's mental state was, the days passed day by day, getting closer and closer to the time of the Nuolan Shan fleet's arrival on Earth. This kind of pressure. If it was a normal person, they would have long gone crazy from anxiety. I've already broken through to the star level, yet third sun still hasn't broken through. Thunder God was originally at the pinnacle of the Star Traveler level 9. Relying on the Unimo planet's warrior training techniques, along with the Jade Rock Star, Luo Feng had bought some supplementary treasures for them. Thunder God was the first to break through to the star level 1, while Hong was still stuck at the Star Traveler level 9. I wonder when third sun will break through. Hong turned his head, looking through the strange transparent wooden window. He saw Luo Feng sitting cross-legged on the bed. Hong and Thunder God realized that Luo Feng, who was sitting cross-legged on the bed, had actually opened his eyes. Has he broken through? Hong and Thunder God rushed into the room. Luo Feng opened his eyes. Is it a communication request from Earth? Babata was always connected to the virtual universe. He could receive messages, but to send a message he had to send his consciousness into the virtual universe. When he saw his 2 brothers rush in, their faces filled with anticipation, Luo Feng shook his head. No, I haven't broken through yet. It's just that I've just received a communication request from Earth. From Earth? Hong and Thunder God were shocked. These days the countries on Earth wouldn't easily disturb them. Don't tell me. Hong, Thunder God and Luo Feng's expressions were ugly. I'll go take a look. Luo Feng closed his eyes, his consciousness entering the virtual universe. Azure Blue Planet. 2 huge ships were passing through the atmosphere. Haha. Within the control room of one of the ships, Pola and the other 3 heirs, through the external simulation, looked at the beautiful Earth covered in clouds, laughing excitedly. We've finally reached this life planet. 2 years of interstellar flight, it's too long. These 4 heirs had high statuses. When had they ever suffered such hardship, going through such a boring interstellar journey? A whole 2 years. Discovered information network. Already hacked into this planet's network. The control room's AI swiftly hacked into Earth's network, obtaining large amounts of information. What the AI didn't know was that from 3 months ago, the entire Earth had undergone a network sweep because of the Universe Explorer team's incident. All the important information on the network was deleted. The one in charge of this was the AI in charge of maintaining the War God Palace. This planet is called Earth. Its radius is close to 6,400 kilometers. Its surface area is 510 million square kilometers, of which 29.2% is land, 70.8% is water. The planet's surface gravity is about 0.11 of the universe's standard gravity unit. This planet's population is close to 7 billion. The number of warriors on this planet? The ship's AI swiftly reported large amounts of data. I'll inform teacher of this good news. The handsome youth Pola said and immediately left the control room, entering his own cabin. Within the cabin, Pola swiftly connected his consciousness, entering the virtual universe. It was a luxurious garden villa with 3 floors. The walls were covered with beautiful flowers. Within a study room. Pola stood in the study room, quietly waiting. A screen floated in front of him. It was completely blank. Shwa. On the screen suddenly appeared a square-faced tall and sturdy man. His ears pointed, obviously from the same race as Pola. Teacher. Pola bowed respectfully. This was his teacher, Also Nuolan Shan's grandfather, the current head of the Nuolan Shan family. Nuolan Shan, a rather unconventional head. Different from the other clansmen who liked art and paid attention to etiquette etc., this was a very barbaric head, even more so than the previous generation head. Nuolan Shan nodded, his eyes examining Pulla. You've reached that planet? Yes, teacher. Pulla said respectfully, this planet is called Earth by the Aboriginals. Earth? Nuolan Shan repeated twice. Pulla. Nuolan Shan said solemnly, you've just reached this planet, you must be careful. The Luo from before, it's been a full 3 months since we've received any news from him. Even the old head couldn't contact him, he has a high chance of dying. Hence don't be careless. Understood. Pulla nodded. That year when Nuolan Shan didn't reply, the Nuolan Shan family didn't notice. But as time went on, even the 2 clan leaders' requests to communicate didn't receive any approval. The Nuolan Shan family began to suspect that Luo might have died. Everything is going according to plan. Nuolan Shan said solemnly, as fast as you can, gather as much data as you can on Earth and take samples. Let me introduce everyone, laughed Yang Hui loudly. Yang Hui laughed loudly. The one next to me is the new supervisor of Jiangnan headquarters city appointed by the head of the Dojo of Limits himself. An uproar. The Dojo of Limits is the most powerful martial arts organization on Earth. Just by looking at their organization, aside from the head Hong, who is the strongest fighter on Earth, there are 8 existences surpassing the war god level under his 3 guards and 5 investigators. You can say that the elites of the Dojo of Limits are the strongest. For a normal organization, it's already pretty good to have one war god in charge of a headquarters city. And the Dojo of Limits has many powerful fighters. To be an examiner in a large headquarters city like Jiangnan headquarters city, you have to be someone with a lot of weight even among the advanced level war gods. Not only that, but the highest level's evaluation of Brother Luo Feng is Invincible War God, smiled Yang Hui. Everyone needs to get closer to Brother Luo Feng. After these words were said, the entire hall boiled over. Invincible War God? There are only a few hundred advanced level war gods on Earth. Those at Li Yao's level are only around 100 people. And those at Phantom Demon Catalan's level are less than 50. As for those who have the right to be called Invincible War God, there are only around a dozen people. Of these people, their blade techniques have reached a terrifying level, or their technique or their spiritual force. Basically, they all have their own invincible techniques. Each and every one of them is an important figure on Earth. LuoFeng laughed Yang Hui quietly towards LuoFeng. You won't blame me, right? LuoFeng laughed. He knows the rules. In order for the higher-ups of the Dojo of Limits to control the situation, they usually take the initiative to advertise. For example, the evaluation of Invincible War God is a form of publicity. And the evaluation of the highest level of the Dojo of Limits has a lot of credibility in the entire world. Come, let's go sit over there, laughed Yang Hui. LuoFeng, the food and drinks here are definitely delicious, top-notch delicacies, said the other war god teachers on the side. In the Palace of War Gods, the war gods from the Dojo of Limits naturally formed a group, and the entire hall was filled with discussion. Quite a few people looked at LuoFeng in a different light. LuoFeng, Invincible War God? His appearance in the Palace of War Gods will definitely let the entire world know about it as soon as possible. Jade Rock Star, one of the planets directly controlled by the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, an intermediate-level civilization. As an important hub of the surrounding 6 vassal countries in terms of importance, it was even higher than a low-level civilization's capital star. Naturally, there were branches of the Universe Galaxy Bank and the Universe First Bank here. In the center of the bustling city, where every inch of land was worth its weight in gold, a beautiful, soul-shaking building stood there, and around it, there was over 3 kilometers of grass fields. In such a place where every inch of land was worth its weight in gold, there were no buildings within 3 kilometers, just grass fields, trees, flowers, etc. It was simply too extravagant and wasteful. The humans from other planets on the streets looked at this building, their eyes filled with envy. Because this was the Universe Galaxy Bank. So tall. So beautiful. LuoFeng and Thunder God raised their heads to look at this piece of art. They were mesmerized. It's so majestic, how was it built? Hong's eyes gleamed too. The 3 brothers from Earth were like country bumpkins, shocked at the huge building. This Universe Galaxy Bank skyscraper was completely built like a galaxy river. The effect was extremely realistic. Looking at this building, it was almost like looking at the galaxy. I've only been there once before on Dragon Star, but seeing it again, it's still shocking. LuoFeng couldn't help but exclaim. Look, the people walking towards the bank's entrance, their auras are all different. Thunder God pouted, pointing towards the distance. LuoFeng looked over. Indeed, there were occasionally people walking towards the Universe Galaxy Bank. Looking around, their auras were obviously different. After all, the lowest deposit here was 100 million Black Dragon dollars. A normal planet's richest person would only have that. Let's go, let's enter. LuoFeng said. Hong and Thunder God were filled with anticipation. The 3 walked shoulder to shoulder towards the bank's entrance. The passers-by in the distance, as they watched the 3 walk towards the bank, they were naturally filled with envy. When would they be able to enter the Universe Galaxy Bank's entrance? The Universe Galaxy Bank's entrance was incomparably huge, almost as though it was covered with a layer of flowing water, almost like the water curtain cave in the novels of Earth. The only difference was This flowing water was actually a light effect. If you're not an old customer of the bank to open an account, you have to go there. Luo Feng said with familiarity, however I'm an old customer, follow me and you can enter from the main entrance. He passed through the water and entered. Inside was an incomparably spacious and pleasing hall. Hello sir, please rest here for a while. There are a lot of customers today, I'm sorry. A beautiful girl wearing a vest with the logo of the Star River Bank smiled and bowed. Understood. Luo Feng saw that there were already 12 groups of customers sitting on the sofas. Luo Feng and the other two also sat on the 13th sofa. A screen automatically appeared beside the sofa, and various options appeared on the screen. Whatever you want to drink, it's free, said Luo Feng. Oh. Hong and Thunder God watched with interest. He waited quietly. Batches of customers entered the reception room, and new customers lined up behind them. When Luo Feng reached third, there were already 16 groups of people in the living room. Wow. Luo Feng suddenly felt the originally quiet hall suddenly become noisy. It was a noise of suppressed voices. One had to know that to be able to enter the Universe Galaxy Bank, one had to have a high status or at least a high status. Even if they were arrogant elsewhere, they would try their best to show that they were civilized here. Hence, the commotion was a very strange thing. Luo Feng turned to look. 3 people walked in from within the hall. The one leading was dressed in a black battle uniform. His entire body was incomparably strong, about 2.1 m tall, his skin was green-black. There was also a third eye on his forehead. Beside him, there was another skinny and weak-looking human of the same race as him. The last person, however, was completely covered in a black robe. The only similarity between the 3 was, on their left chest was a medal. The picture was of a blood-colored wave with a planet on it. This is. Luo Feng squinted. On the virtual universe network, I've seen this picture before. Thunder God too lowered his voice. Beside him, Hong's eyes too gleamed, burning with passion. The other bank customers within the hall all held their breaths nervously, or looked with fervent respect at the 3 who had just entered. They all lowered their voices and spoke to their companions. Universe mercenaries. True universe mercenaries. I can actually see universe mercenaries. And they're universe 1-star mercenaries. 3 universe mercenaries, to be able to see them on a planet like Jade Rockstar 2-2. Excitement. Incomparable excitement. Including Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God, all the customers within the Jade Rockstar branch of the Universe Galaxy Bank were incomparably excited. Because, these 3 were from the universe's most respected, powerful and valiant group, the Universe Mercenaries. The universe's #1 power, the Universe Mercenary Alliance. Over 99% of the powerful fighters and spirit readers would all join the Universe Mercenary Alliance. Even though the Universe Mercenary Alliance was rather loose, in the vast universe, no universe country would dare offend the Universe Mercenary Alliance. Back then, LuoFeng's teacher, the master of Yunmo planet Hu Yenbo, was one of them. Star travelers could only be considered adventurers. Star levels could only have the right to take the exam and fight for the title of Universe Trainee Mercenary. Universe levels could only have the right to take the exam and fight for the title of Universe Trainee Mercenary. Sector Lords had the right to participate in the Universe 3-star Mercenary exam. Just having the right to take the exam. Whether or not they could obtain that title depended on whether or not they passed the exam. The Universe Mercenary exam's difficulty was extremely high, hence. The official Universe 1-star mercenaries were all selected universe levels. Even some of the region lords who didn't pass the 2-star mercenary exam were only 1-star mercenaries. Which meant, the 3 universe mercenaries before him were at least 3 universe levels. They could even be domain lords. Universe mercenaries. This was a title that made one's heart feel respect and worship. They wandered between life and death, experiencing all sorts of dangers time and time again. They had unparalleled power. This was a group that countless humans in the vast universe respected and worshipped. Maybe some of them were universe levels, but they didn't have the guts to become mercenaries, or in other words, they didn't even have the ability to pass the exam. The Universe Mercenary exam was known as the strictest exam. The death rate was extremely high. 3 universe mercenaries. Luo Feng felt his heart racing. Powerful warriors that can battle on a white dwarf planet. Hong looked at the 3 universe mercenaries, many thoughts flashing through his mind. As Earth's strongest warrior, Hong looking at the high and mighty universe mercenaries, he too had a yearning in his heart. One day, I too will become a universe mercenary. Universe mercenaries, this was a golden signboard, much more intimidating than any universe-level warrior. Because since they were mercenaries, they would have companions, and their companions wouldn't be much weaker, and their companions were those that had experienced life and death together. Even the Nuolan Shan family wouldn't dare offend the 3 universe mercenaries before them, unless they were prepared for their family's destruction. 3 respected guests. A slightly plump man dressed in a dark green uniform, his skin faintly glowing with a purplish-red hue, and 2 golden horns on his head. A small-eyed fatty hurriedly rode the light elevator to the first floor's lobby. He ran over and said politely, I'm the president of the Universe Galaxy Bank's Jade Rock Planet branch, Peter. Please follow me. The leading 3-eyed universe mercenary creased his eyebrows, his third eye scrutinizing the fat president, nodding. After which, the 3 universe mercenaries followed the president, taking the light elevator up. Only then did the hall burst into an uproar. It's actually 3 universe mercenaries. And 2 of them are from the Vichy race. The last one was completely covered in a robe, I couldn't see him clearly. Second uncle, why are they going up? Isn't the Universe Galaxy Bank's business on the first level? Normal customers go to the first level, star customers are all upstairs. What's the criteria for a star customer? No idea. Anyway, the person in charge of our main company with assets of over $1 trillion Black Dragon dollars is only a normal customer of the Universe Galaxy Bank. He doesn't even reach the 1-star customer requirements. Within the bank's hall, the various groups of people were discussing. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God couldn't help but discuss softly. From what I see, these 3 mercenaries should be considered 1-star customers. Thunder God said. Maybe, anyway the requirements for a star customer are ridiculous. Luo Feng said. While they were talking it was already Luo Feng's turn. Sir, it's your turn. The bank employee was very humble. Big brother, second brother, I'll be right back. Luo Feng said. Under the employee's guidance he entered the reception room. I want to transfer money. Luo Feng was in the reception room speaking to the employee inside. May I ask what your account number is? The beautiful employee smiled. Babata had told Luo Feng his account number long ago. Luo Feng couldn't help but be extremely excited. This was one of the 3 accounts his teacher left for him. The 3 accounts were respectively the star level, universe level and domain lord level. This first account would definitely have the least amount of money, however, for a big figure like the Unimo Planet Master. Even a single strand of his hair would be extremely thick. 8,492, 8,593, WOXH, 8,528, 5,285, 032. Luo Feng held his breath, reporting his account number. Please wait a moment. The employee inside swiftly operated, quietly waiting for the response from the virtual universe network. This is... The employee's already large eyes immediately widened to the size of a fist, her eyes filled with shock. After which she looked fearfully at Luo Feng, trembling as she said, Respected guest, please wait a moment, I'll go inform the chairman. Saying that she immediately ran out. Just as she ran out, she turned back and looked nervously at Luo Feng. Respected guest, there's someone else who'll take care of you first, please wait a moment. Saying that she swiftly rushed out. Universe Galaxy Bank Jade Rock Star Branch, 9th floor. The chairman Peter smiled humbly and spoke with the 3 universe mercenaries handling business. Even though it's a little troublesome, it'll be settled very quickly, please wait a moment. In a place like Jade Rock Star, even he would only occasionally receive 1-star customers. After all, the requirements to reach a 1-star were extremely high. At this time, Hua. The door outside was immediately pulled open. The 3 universe mercenaries turned to look, their faces revealing unhappiness. The leader of the 3-eyed Vishnu stared coldly at the newcomer. What's going on? The chairman was extremely displeased. How could they disturb a VIP when receiving a guest? A woman and a similarly chubby man with 2 golden horns on his head walked in. Both of them gave the president a look. Peter was slightly shocked. These 2 were the vice chairman and the other a business manager. Peter seemed to have realized something, bowing to the 3, please wait a moment. Saying that he swiftly walked out, closing the door behind him. What's going on? The chairman frowned at the 2 before him. Little brother, don't you know I'm with 3 1-star customers? This is a big matter. I know. The fatty who looked exactly like the chairman was sweating profusely. However, this matter is even bigger. What matter? The chairman Peter was shocked. Let's talk in the secret room. The operator said. The chairman squinted his eyes. The reception room for the 3 universe mercenaries was specially constructed. Spirit energy couldn't penetrate it. It was completely soundproof, isolating many signals from detection. And the secret room was an extremely important technology of the Universe Galaxy Bank. Even undyings would find it hard to eavesdrop. Very quickly the 3 entered the secret room. Within the secret room, the chairman looked at the operator. Speak, what's the matter? Big matter. The vice chairman gulped. Chairman. The operator's face was filled with excitement. He said softly, there's a customer downstairs who wants to withdraw money. His account is, it's a 5-star account. What? The chairman was so shocked his face went pale. My God. Many of the branch presidents of the Universe Galaxy Bank would occasionally come across a 1-star account. It was extremely rare, and they would only come across a 2-star account every few decades. In their entire lives they might not even see a 3-star account, much less the legendary 5-star account. One had to know, even for a universe-level warrior, a 1-star account was already not bad. A 5-star account, what concept was that? A customer with a 5-star account, buying a planet was like buying sugar pills. Like the Silver Blue Empire and other low-level civilized countries, in front of such a customer, were like ants. Even in the vast universe, even in the universe high-level civilized countries, among the universe countries, they were still extremely important people. With one word, they could make trillions of humans slaves. Trillions of humans were terrifying people. 5-star account? The chairman was completely dumbfounded. Right bro, if you don't believe me, check it out. Right now the entire bank's control has been transferred. It's controlled by the AI. Our every word and action is being monitored. Just now, if we dared to talk about the 5-star customer outside the secret room, the bank's AI would instantly kill us. The bank's AI will kill us instantly. The vice president was sweating profusely. The chairman wiped his forehead too. The Universe Galaxy Bank, this sort of super large bank, definitely put their customers first. Especially the 5-star customers. The 5-star customers' money was stored there, the bank used it for turnover, generating huge profits every day. The moment such a customer's secret was leaked, even if it destroyed an entire planet, the Universe Galaxy Bank had to ensure that the secret was not leaked.